So this video is going to show you guys how to add a missing class into your school. This is something that only administrators at the school can do, and there are a few little tricks that we're going to work out after we've added the class, but you will be able to create a class and add students to it. So first, you guys need to know what the NS number is for your class. An NS number is a number that is attached to every teacher in our district, and it's a unique number. All of their classes will be named with that NS number. I'm sure you've seen some teachers and you think, okay, what is that NS number? Well, that is a unique number that works with the SAM program. So if you change that or you are reorganizing your class, that's actually going to not update when we update these lists every quarter. So please do not change the NS number of your classroom or another teacher's classroom that is in your school. We need to keep them like that. So the next thing you're going to do is look on this list. I can send it to you. If you email me and ask me for it, I'm not going to send this to every person in the district, but if you request this from me, I will share it with you and you can view this file. So you're going to look up the teacher. We know we're adding Rebecca Dahl's class. So I look her up and I see that her NS number is NS508441. So we're going to write that down. Then we're going to come back into the SAM server and we're going to go back to 6th grade, make sure that's highlighted, and click Add a Class. So now we know what her NS number is, so we're going to add that here, NS508441. We're adding this to the 6th grade, so that's already checked. If you have multiple grades within this class, you could check all of them, and it would make sure that each student gets the right grade level test for them. Right now we know that we're only going to have 6th grade, so we'll leave it like that. And we're going to come down here and click the reading inventory box. This allows the teachers and the other admin at the school to run reports for this class. It's an important box to check. So now that we've done that, you're going to probably think, well, I need to add a teacher. And if there is a teacher at your school that is on this list, then you can click that if you know that they need to be added to this class. But since Dahl is at Butterfield Canyon, she is not going to be on this list for you. So we're not going to be able to add her to this class yet. That's something you're going to have me do once you finish. So we're not adding a teacher, but we're going to hit save. And now we can see in our classes list, under the 6th grade, we have a class 508441. This is the class that we're going to add students to. So we'll double click on that. We can see down here that there are no students in that class yet. And now we're going to manually add each student to the class. So we're going to come up here and click Add a Student. We are going to need to know the student's ID number, their first name, their last name. Make sure the correct grade is listed here for the student. If this is a 6th grade student and we pick 4th grade for them, this student, every time they take a test, is going to get 4th grade tests, and we don't want that. We want to make sure that the student is getting the right level for their ability. So we're going to hit 6th grade, make sure that is there. Enter the username. So the student ID and the username are going to be the same. Those are going to be their lunch numbers or their school ID numbers. So we have to make sure that we enter the right one for each field. We're going to enter a password for them. Our password for all the students this year is student1. That is the same for everyone. It's all lowercase, and that helps us help the students when we need to go into the program. That's why they're all the same. So I'll give you an example. One student we're going to add, their ID number is 9484317. And I just copy that and then paste it into the username. And I'm just going to make up a name here. Jimmy John. So we got his name in there, the ID number on both sides. That's all we need to enter until we get to the password. I'm going to say student1 down here as well. student 1. So we'll hit save. And it adds that student. You can see Jimmy John is down here. And that student is now added to the class. We don't have any licenses, reading inventory licenses, to give Jimmy. We can go into Manage Student Enrollment, and we could check that box and give him a license if there were licenses to give. Right now, I guess there was one out there that was available, so it does give him a license. So if you come back into the class list, you'll see that Jimmy John does have a reading inventory license. You can also add license to them all at the same time. So if you have 10 students you've added, you could click on the class and then come to Manage Student Enrollment, and it will then show you all the students that are in that class. You can scroll over if you're on a PC. I don't think this works on a Mac, but then you can see reading inventory and whether or not they have a license. Looks like there are 8 licenses out there freely floating around in the district right now. That's why we were able to give Jimmy a reading inventory license. But I'm assuming that someone is currently moving licenses around for other students in their class or other students in their school, so we don't want to take that. I'm going to uncheck that save and return because someone is probably needing that one right now. But that's what you're going to need to do for each student. So make sure you have the class highlighted, click Add a Student, and enter only the starred information on the side. Make sure the grade is correct, and then hit Save. For the teacher portion of this, there is no teacher associated to this class, so this Rebecca Dahl will not be able to see this class when she logs in. She needs to be listed as the teacher in order to see it. I don't think you guys have the ability to add a teacher outside of your school, and even if you tried to add a teacher to this class, if you go back to 6th grade and you look at the classes in there, you can see when you're highlighted on 6th grade, you can see add a teacher. If you try to do that for this teacher and you enter her district user ID, which is first name dot last name, her first name here, her last name here, her email address, all of this information you could try to enter. But if she is at another school, if she's already in the reading inventory program, it's going to give you an error message, and it's going to tell you that you cannot add someone who already exists in the system. So you won't be able to do that at your level. I'm going to need to do that from the upper administration side, and just send me an email. This is a simple thing for me to do. I can add them if I know who they needed to be added to. So I can do that quickly. But what I'm needing help with is you guys adding each individual student for classes that did not get added. Right now we've got a lot of virtual classes with teachers at one school, and they're teaching kids at 10 different schools in the same class. And somehow when we run the roster for that, they don't show up. So we're going to work on improving that this next quarter, at the end of the semester. We're going to try and get that all sorted, but in the meantime, this is what we're going to need to do. So if you want to add them yourself, you are more than welcome to do that now. If you want me to add them, I can do that, but it's probably going to take some time because I've got a lot of requests, and I will get to them in order, but this is just how it is right now. So good luck. Email me if you need help. It's Kira, K-I-R-A, .Jensen, Jensen, @jordandistrict.org. Thanks.